you want to move your life forward in the most positive way using astrology? Then let's talk about the astrological patterns for December 2015. The month starts with the Sun, Saturn, and Mercury traveling together in Sagittarius. And that's a delightful energy. It's usually very uplifting, it's easygoing, it's fun, there's a lot of laughter. On the 9th of December, we have Mercury moving into Capricorn, and it's going to stay in Capricorn for the rest of the month. Now, the good news about Mercury in Capricorn, because Mercury is the planet of communication, so when you go shopping, you might be really practical and have some really good judgment and look for the bargains and do the research that you need to make if you buy holiday gifts. So that's the good news. You know, Mercury in Capricorn is very bottom line. It's practical, it's to the point, it's direct, it wants to condense information down so that it really is one sentence or less. And as far as shopping, I think that's pretty helpful. There's a very important backdrop of energy, though, that I want to talk about for the month of December, and that is Pluto and Uranus in a square again. Now, there'll be 2 degrees separation between them because the exact square was over earlier in the year. However, we're going to have Mars in Libra the entire month, and we have to understand that Mars is slowing down because in January it goes into Scorpio, and then in April it goes retrograde. So Mars stays in Libra for the entire month, and it's going to activate that Uranus-Pluto square. And there's a big volatile trigger with that. So we have the Mercury in Capricorn, which is good judgment in shopping, I like to say that, but we also have the tension that happens with Uranus and Pluto square and Mars triggering that. You need to calm your nerves. Make sure you're meditating. Make sure you're taking time to soothe and comfort yourself so that you're not just running around with high frenetic energy during the holidays. Now, the other thing about it, though, we have the terrorist activity that's been happening throughout the world. At least the terror alert, and the news is broadcasting this all the time. So that's also the backdrop when it comes to shopping and when it comes to the busy season in December when everybody's out and about. So again, take the time to center. Take the time to calm yourself so that you don't get caught up in everybody's emotional traffic patterns. Now, this energy with Pluto and Uranus and Mars and Mercury in Capricorn will be strong for the first 19 days of the month in particular, because that's when Mars is really going to be activating a lot. And then particularly on December 19th and 20th, maybe a few days before, a few days after, that's when Mercury is going to get involved with this too. And on the 19th and 20th, we have the moon in Aries. So it's some really strong, volatile energy at that time. On a high note, or on the bright side, you could use that energy for your own personal self-improvement. You could be very strong and courageous with your thought patterns. But it does set up a background energy that has what I call psychic pollution potential. So monitor yourself, stay in the flow, stay calm. And this dynamic energy between Pluto and Uranus comes to a peak right at Christmas, because that's when Uranus goes stationary direct. And on Christmas Day, we have a full moon, and it's the full moon in Cancer. So there's 2 things about this. When Uranus goes direct, that's a lot of energy that's been working behind the scenes now, ready to race forward. So we're going to be feeling that, and perhaps there'll be a release in consciousness about some of the terrorist activities or the threat of this or the thought patterns with refugees, all of that, which is so intense. But perhaps something gets released when Uranus goes direct on Christmas Day. But the other part of this is that the moon rules Cancer, so it's very powerful there. It's a great time to get connected with family. That may mean that your Christmas is extra sentimental and emotional and just really nice with family. So to summarize the astrological patterns for December, just remember we have the Uranus-Pluto energy strong for the entire month, and Mars will be triggering it, and so will Mercury. We'll be seeing that for the first 2 weeks, with a lot coming to a head right around the 19th and the 20th. And then on Christmas, we have that beautiful big full moon in Cancer, which highlights family gatherings. And we also have Uranus going stationary direct. And so that means a lot of energy moving forward. A lot is released at that time. So we have a lot going on in December. Just stay positive. Make sure you take time to monitor your own thoughts so that your thinking and actions are not dictated by the news of the world and instead from your own consciousness. Thank you. I'm Kathy Rose.